5 seconds. I am grateful to you for inviting me again and giving me this opportunity of meeting you and finding out from you what you have in your minds. I say this because in the course of your address, you appeared to feel that you were not given as many opportunities for consultation as you wished to have. It may be occasionally that this has not been possible or easy, but we accept entirely the principle of consultation in as large a measure as possible. But you must remember that there is an essential difference in the working of the present government and the governments before independence. The earlier governments could come to decision more or less as they felt necessary. But we now have independence for the country. Further, we have always to keep in view the fact that it is not a simple question of give and take between the government and the particular interests concerned, industry or the like. There are other interests as well, and finally, the interest of the people of India who are no longer prepared just to accept what they are told. They have to be convinced because ultimately it is their voice that must prevail. In any democratic setup, there should be as great mutual consultation as possible in regard to matters of industry with those who are mainly concerned with industry, namely the employers as well as labor. First of all, we have to be clear what we are aiming at. The tasks before us are the uplift of the villages, the securing of higher standards of living in the country, great production, industrialization, and so on. But the country must have a social outlook also. You referred to our 5-year plan. I was glad to see that it was in the context of that plan that you wanted your various problems to be considered. The approach is an attempt to look at our great country as a whole and to find out what our resources are, what our abilities are, and how best to use them without waste. In the first attempt of this kind, it was inevitable that there should be many defects. I have no doubt that in the next plan, many of these defects will be removed. We are trying to learn gradually. In particular, the question of unemployment cannot be ignored. It has social and political consequences. Dear sir, I have received your letter dated 10th February 2018. I am glad to know that you have started an industry in the rural area. Actually, development of rural areas are very much neglected by all the people. Though some signs of development in a few areas is seen, by and large, the welfare of the people living in rural areas is very much neglected. In some of the villages, the total population is getting reduced year by year. This is mainly because there is no sufficient educational and vocational facilities. Employment opportunities are also not available in the rural areas. Unless steps are taken to improve these facilities, it would be difficult to retain the people in the villages. I am also told that most of the people are selling their property in the villages and settling down in the towns and cities. The concept of service has not been developed among the educated youth. Yours sincerely,